What is up, guys? My name is Nash, and today I want to just address the patch that came out for the Culling. As you can see, they'll be patching the game every 2 weeks, so that is quite good because I hope that they'll be putting like more items, more perks, and balance all the things even more. So let's get into the patch. I'll address some of the major changes and less the minor changes, like only the minor changes that include perks and weapons. So let's get started. Initial optimization on network code to reduce latency. Optimization is ongoing. This is good. I tried playing the game. It has less lag. The milliseconds of the server are quite reduced, so it's pretty much good. There is almost no lag. Like before, you had like a higher bit latency, but now it's pretty much better now. Now this one, I really thought this was a feature in the game. Like you can stack crafted punji sticks one on each other and place them on walls, doors, and pylons. So I guess that was a bug they needed to fix. And the last one is the crafty punji sticks cannot be destroyed by taking damage. That is actually good. Like you can now destroy punji sticks if they're like placed in front of the door, so they don't annoy you like when you're fighting a guy who's running away. So that is a pretty good change that they have implemented. The among last ones that I want to address is the rebalanced movement speed perks. I get it, like they had to nerf the lag day a bit, but I don't get it why they have to increase the speedy spear and the runs with knives from 10 to 13%. I mean, yeah, like movement speed perks now cost additional stamina while sprinting, but it still gives you the 20% if somebody like tries to go for a build for just the speed. So I kind of get it, but I don't agree with it. The last one that I want to address from the major changes is the reduced firearms damage by 2 hit points per bullet. I guess this is just for like mainly for the rifle because rifle deals 50 damage. So instead of being a 2-shot on somebody, it's actually a 3-shot, so you don't die instantly from it. And of course, like a balance for the SMG and the handgun. So yeah, that is mostly from the major changes. I'll address some of the minor changes that are fixes and then move on to the perk. Like, there have been a few bugs that have annoyed me during the game. One of them is the explosive mine detonating when an airdrop container landed on it and causing additional bugs. So basically, if you plant a mine on a container where it lands, it actually explodes when you try to open it. So it deals a hefty amount of damage, which is kind of stupid because it was a bug that people abused a lot. So I'm thankful that they fixed that. And the other one that I missed is the surprise me airdrop will no longer call itself. Like it happened to me only once, but once I tried getting a surprise drop and I actually could have summoned it instantly. I was really surprised because I had like 10 funk at the beginning. So I call in the drop and there's nothing, like it's empty. Like totally surprised me airdrop, but you get nothing out of it. Let's move on to the weapons and the perks. The first one is the reduced range of pepper spray from 7.5 to 6 meters. This is not a big of a nerf, but I guess it kinda is if you like want to run away from the target and not get actually pepper sprayed. So it's okay balance. Like it's not too much, it's not too less, but it's an okay one. Now this one is gonna affect a lot. Chemist perk rebalance to offer 2x stim effect duration instead of 3x. So instead of having a 6-minute stim, now you'll be having 4. So the chainsaw is not gonna be viable that much anymore. Or like a build that requires you to have stims, because instead of 6 minutes, which is 1/4 of a match, now you'll be able to have a stim that is actually 4 minutes, which is the length of 1/6 of a match. So you'll have to be swift to catch people. Basically have a man tracker and good weapons, healing and stuff like that to deal with players. Now let's see, what do we have here? Submission and Mangler perks. Now deal 135% melee damage dealt to opponent stamina instead of 200. I mean, I kinda get this nerf because basically if you get full charge attack with a bludgeon that deals a lot of damage, you can drain from a backstab, let's say. You can drain most of their stamina. So it was kind of P because there was no way for them to run away. So I kind of get it with this nerf. I kind of agree with it. It's not like a hefty amount, 75% less, but it's still important. Like this perk is still good. The next one is the bows. Bows now use sights for aiming when zoomed instead of crosshairs. Now I haven't tried bows, but people have been saying that it's kind of harder to shoot now with the bow. I mean, it's kind of a more of a challenge. Like you have to be a more skilled player to use a bow now. Not like run like an idiot and just kill people with a bow like it's nothing. So I kind of get this one too. But yeah, like I'll have to try the bow to see how it works. Rebalanced loot rewards to prevent players with poor scores from having a chance at high rarity items. Top scoring players can no longer receive lowest rarity items. I like this change. Like mostly I get around 4 to 8 kills a game and mostly I win. Like I just make a good build and I cannot lose with it. And when I see a guy that has like 0 kills and just kills me in the end and wins the game, I kind of get pissed. So they shouldn't get the best items, but the players who have the high score, who have invested a lot of time killing somebody and trying to win a game, get the higher rarity items. And of course, the top scoring players can no longer receive lowest rarity items. I love this. Like, I really love this. The next one is the Cannibal perk that heals 35 instead of 25. Yeah, this perk, I haven't seen a lot of people use this perk, but I guess it's kind of viable right now. Like, let's say you're fighting with 2 more people and you're kind of low on HP, and this is kind of a neat perk that heals you 35, so you can go back up and have a decent chance of fighting somebody. Like I really love this. The next one is the players are forced out of crouch stance when shoved or receiving a melee combat interrupt. I haven't seen anybody like doing a shove while somebody's crouching. Like I don't know why somebody would crouch and then shove, but I guess somebody was complaining about it, like they're not able to like get a hit on somebody because somebody's crouching or something like that. I'm not like entirely sure. Now this one is orange juice buffs reduced from 20 to 15%. I mean, it's not that much, that 5%. Like it's still a hefty amount, 15%. I guess it's an okay like nerf. It's not too much. Like too much would be like to 12%, but 15 is something like in the middle. So it is pretty okay, I guess. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Chopper and Basher perks charge time reduction now applies to throw charge time as well as melee charge time. Okay, this one is actually good because the throw charge should be applied to the charge time reduction, and that is quite good because it requires less time to throw a weapon, which is a really nice thing. The next one is increased placement time of explosive mine and remote explosive from 0.5 to 0.0 seconds. I really love this nerf because, like, let's say you're hunting down a guy who's faster than you and he's just like has this distance and has a C4 that he can plant instantly and you do not know that he planted it. He can instantly kill you. But the 2 seconds that he needs to plant, you'll see him standing and you'll probably like figure it out that he's planted like a claymore or a C4, which will make you more cautious to approach that person. Therefore, it is a good nerf. Or like let's say somebody closed the door and climbs up the building and you see him standing and you're like certain that he's planting a C4 or a claymore. So it's a really good nerf. Okay, let's move on to the major or a big nerf, you could say it, the bleed wounds. The bleed wounds rebalance to deal 4, 8 or 12 damage depending on wound intensity, down from 6, 12 or 18. This is a nerf that everybody was expecting because wound dealt too much damage basically. Because if you have the double wound intensity with a perk for knives or a spear, you basically deal 36 damage to a person by applying one wound, which is kind of too OP. That's like 1/3 of the health, even more than 1/3 of the health. And with this one, you'll have like a 1/4, which is really good. Like bleed needed a nerf, and this is actually what they gave us. When people kinda complain about bludgeons being weak, there you go. They put an increased duration of weakness wound to 12 seconds from 5 seconds. I guess this is okay because the duration was kind of weak, but 12 seconds now is a really hefty thing they put there. That really like makes me think that people will play more bludgeon weapons this time. The next one is the Hell Station Funk. Hell Station Funk costs doubled to 1 funk for every 2 hit points from 1 funk for every 4 hit points. This is a good nerf because people would actually abuse the Hell Station, like camp the Hell Station, and at the same time try to defend themselves. And for like each hit, they would recover 4 to 8 HP, block the attack, and then just attack the enemy. And basically, the enemy just cannot kill the opponent that easily because he heals at the same time and deals damage. So it is a good nerf. Okay, the next one is the fix for the weapon attack speed. This nerf has actually changed the game a lot. Like after I joined after the patch, everything that had a slow attack speed like felt really slow, like it should be, you know? So like let's say you have fists, like fists are gonna act slow. 1 rating weapons are gonna act slow. But the high ratings, like a katana or a spear with the higher attack speed, will act really fast, which is really good. Like that is how it should have been from the beginning, but I guess they didn't fix it and they were like waiting for this patch. So I'm really looking forward to see people complaining how they are slowly attacking, which is how it should have been from the beginning. Added spear attack animation variety. I guess that is a okay thing, like adding a variety for the animations. I guess it had like only one animation where you're like poking a person at the same speed and from the same angle. So I guess this is an okay thing. Bows now use varying bleed wound intensities. Crafted bow, recurve bow, and compound bow deal different bleed intensities. So the crafted bow, of course, is going to have the lowest, recurve bow is going to have the middle one, and the compound bow is to have the highest one, the 3-star. This is not reflected in HUD. That is actually a great thing, because let's say you have a crafted bow and you just shoot people and bleed them and bleed them and bleed them, and it deals less damage than a compound bow and a recurve bow, of course. And this is actually great because bows will be, I guess, more used in the game, if not else. And this one is the last one. The medkit now heals to full when players have big bone perk. Previously restored a max of 100 hit points. I haven't played with big boned a lot, just in the cases of with the chainsaw. But I guess this is a okay fix because if you had 115 HP and medkit restores only 100, that 15 means a lot in a fight. So I guess that's fixed too. Okay guys, that has been my addressing of the patch that came out yesterday, 13 March. I hope you enjoyed the overview of all the changes. Give my video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you disliked it, dislike the video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be making more videos for the game Culling and of course the new releases that are coming. So I hope you have a wonderful morning, day or night wherever you live, and thank you for watching. See you next time.